The month of 2025 has been half spent to say the least, and it's been quite an eventful year, especially in the mobile game community, bringing us a list of bangers. And as usual, if you are a regular on the channel, you know that once every year, I like to talk about the best the year has had to offer so far. So yeah, this is my list on the top 10 best offline games of 2025 so far. They may be for you, they may not, but let's dive into it nonetheless. Starting off, we have Casette Beast, a Pokemon-style monster catching game where you play as a group of heroes in a small town filled with strange creatures. I would have completely written this one off as a classic Pokemon clone if not for the interesting twist on the monster catching routine. Instead of using Pokeballs or a similar looking tools, you actually transform into the monster you capture. The focus is on recording their voices, which gives you the ability to transform into them. A pretty neat out-of-the-box experience I haven't seen before. The game features gorgeous pixel art style graphics, an open world, and unique species to interact with, but it's really the premise that pulls you in. That's why it's on today's list. As for the execution, I haven't played it at all because I have a kind of disdain for turn-based RPGs. Next up is TMNT Revenge. This one isn't technically a 2025 release, it's a re-release by another company. I've already talked about this one before, originally supported by Netflix, which didn't go so well because people aren't fans of Netflix subscriptions. Trust me, I found out the hard way. The game was picked up by Playdigious, one of the more well-known mobile console porters with a very good track record. They brought the game back as a proper port. It's the same game, same beat 'em up style where you play as the gang, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Leonardo, fighting Shredder and Krang with the occasional introduction of side characters that you guys have come to love. I believe there's also an added multiplayer. I haven't had the chance to fully explore it because I've been pretty busy and I haven't played it yet. So yeah, TMNT Revenge by Playdigious and Esport for being such a beautiful game. Next up is Serial Cleaner, an arcade-style adventure game by Plugin Digital. Another console game brought to mobile. You play as a cleaner for the mafia, tasked with cleaning up crime scenes before the police discovers incriminating evidence such as blood, items, and whatnot. You sneak into crime scenes, avoiding the cops, picking up dead bodies and evidence, tossing them into your truck, and driving away, leaving no trace. It's very arcadey and it's not for everyone. This is one of the few on this list that I actually played. I enjoyed the first few levels, but it kind of got repetitive for me. Still, if you're into that kind of gameplay, it's a solid one. Laracroft Guardian of Light just slipped into the next spot. This was an unexpected release. No one really saw this old game making its way to mobile, but yeah, it's a top-down isometric puzzle adventure game with the classic Tomb Raider vibes. You play as Lara trying to stop an organization that opened an Aztec tomb and release the Aztec god of war. This time she's not alone. She has teamed up with a native warrior also trying to stop the god from destroying civilization. You are armed with both conventional and mystical weapons to solve puzzles and fight off enemy. It's a cool game with a decent story. The controls and graphics definitely show their age, but as someone that has played it, it holds up really well and deserves a spot on today's list. Next up is Monster Hunter Train, a newer entry and a sleek looking deck builder that some might say is as good if not better than Slay the Spire, which I say is quite the claim. You play as the last bastion of Hell aboard an unstoppable train carrying the final flame. Hell has literally been frozen over by angelic forces and now it's up to you to defend what remains. Your deck lets you summon demons and monsters to fight back waves of enemies. The twist here is that you are defending across 3 levels, fail to stop the enemies on one floor and they move up. It adds a strategic layer and keeps things interesting. It's also a roguelike with a good dose of replayability. I haven't really played it myself and I'm not sure I will anytime soon, but it deserves a spot on today's list. Now let's talk about Heroes Adventure, a game my roommate literally played till I could hear the background music non-stop. Made by the same devs that made Sands of Salsa, is an open world turn-based RPG where you start as a nobody from a nameless clan in a nameless village and set out to become the best martial artist in the world. It got that strong cultivation manhwa vibes. If you know, you know. There are tons of choices, abilities, and ways to develop your character. It's a huge fleshed out world with over 80 hours of content, and it runs smoothly even on low-end devices. If you're into turn-based games, this one will hook you. My roommate was obsessed. As for me, still not into turn-based RPGs, but it's undeniably impressive that I might check it out. Might. Red Memory Infinite comes next. I've already talked about this one here on the channel, which means I actually played it and finished it. It's a beautiful high-octane FPS mixed with melee combat. You play as a young special ops agent investigating a black hole anomaly on an island off the coast of China. The story, not the best, but the combat, gorgeous, engaging and full of flair. Tons of weapons and powers and stylish combos that make you feel like a combat god. It runs really well even on mid-range devices and it gives off that Doom aesthetic, and I had a blast playing it. Now on to the next, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Still blown away that Ubisoft made the mobile port of this game so soon. Usually we normally have to wait forever before games like this make it to mobile. This is a hack and slash Metroidvania platformer. You are on a quest to save a friend that ends up trapped in a time anomaly, getting new abilities and discovering a deeper plot. I played this one on PC, but I have seen the mobile version and it runs really well. Haven't tried it myself, school has been hectic, but it's definitely one of this year's best. Crashlands 2 is next, my personal favorite. You might be wondering why it's not number one, we'll get to that. Crashlands 2 is the sequel to one of the best mobile games I've ever played. Made by the awesome devs at Butterscotch Shenanigans, it continues the story of our hero returning to Wano, only to discover her old company has poisoned the planet. It's a survival game with infinite inventory space and tons of wild humor. From the creatures to the quest, everything is built to make you chuckle. I've already made a full review on this, so I won't dive deep here, but if you love survival games with silly twists, Crashlands 2 is a must play. And finally taking the number one spot is Dredge. I had to put it up here even though I'm not a horror game fan, because this one had me coming back for more. On the surface, it's a fishing game. You're a fisherman in a remote archipelago, fishing by day and selling your wares by night, or vice versa. But there is something much more beneath the surface. As you talk to NPCs and take on quests, you begin to sense that something's wrong. Stay out too long at night, you start to lose your mind. The game taps into that eerie Lovecraftian vibe with monsters, hallucination, and a sensing creep of dread. The gameplay loop is addictive, the music is haunting, and the story slowly unravels into something truly disturbing. I played it shivering but loving every second of it, even though I normally shit my pants out with horror titles. And that's it for today's list. These are my top picks of the best offline games this year has brought so far. If you think differently, drop your list in the comment section, like, share and hit the notification button so you don't miss what's coming out next. Check out our other videos on the screen right now and feel free to check out what we have next. And if you are new to the channel and watch to this point, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out though.